morning, guys. Welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to do a short little video on the Mechron, just on the specs, basically the data sheet on the Mechron. So that's what the video is about today. I want to do some tractor videos, just have had tons of rain here. Everything's really muddy and I want to get back to doing some tractor videos. I actually sat on it the other day, did a couple short little chores and missed being in the seat already. But today I'm just going to talk about the Mechron a little more and give you some updates and tell you what's going on with it and what I think so far. I've had it about a week or so, and so thanks for stopping by. Why did I get it? What were the considerations for me? I'll start out by telling you that I have a good relationship with the Kioti dealer, and that's a big factor, as I've talked about earlier, with the tractor. Having somebody close by if you have questions, if you have issues, if you need something fixed, if you need parts. The other consideration on this vehicle is that it is a diesel. It's a little bit louder than you might have on some of your other side-by-sides, but having one fuel for the tractor and the side-by-side is a selling point for me. Also the benefit of just knowing the reliability of the diesel engine. 22 horsepower, and basically this thing is, you know, just a total workhorse as far as side-by-sides go. It's not going to be the, you know, the sport model, get out and, you know, race around. It's for working on the property, getting things done. The top speed, I think, is listed on the specs as 25 miles an hour. I think the speedometer might go to 35 miles per hour. Some of the other things I like about it is the bench seat. You can comfortably sit 3 people in here, and jumping in and out of it's really easy when you're working, as far as not dealing with doors and a cumbersome entrance. And that may be why Kioti has not, you know, updated the configuration of the unit, you know, for several years, other than adding modifications and improvements in suspension, stuff like that. Going into the inside, cup holder, glove box, and, you know, super basic glove box, little toolkit in there, speedometer, a 12-volt charger, and your 4-wheel drive lock, low, high, neutral, reverse, and your differential lock. It has a regular, I mean, almost like a car size steering wheel, so that's pretty comfortable to steer, although it does not have power steering. Options I added from the dealership on this was a windshield, and it's a glass windshield, and the windshield wiper and the top. Those are all 3 options. I did just recently add the mirrors, and those are just some cheapy mirrors from Amazon, just so I can see behind me if I'm running over the neighbors. So the front bench seat just lifts off, has the 2 little spike knobby thingies that hold it in place. There's the Kioti diesel engine, and from what I understand, some people have added, you know, soundproofing and that sort of thing on the seat, and maybe in different ways to make the diesel a little quieter, but it doesn't really bother me at this point, so I don't have an issue with it. The fuel tank is 7.4 gallons. It's a 3-cylinder inline vertical water-cooled 4-cycle diesel engine. Has rack and pinion steering. The other thing that I took into consideration on the model was the length of it and the width of it to park into the shop. And so the length on this unit is 112 inches. The width on it is 60.7 inches. And the height is 76 inches. On the rear of the unit does have a 2-inch receiver hitch with tow chain supports or connections. You can take a look at the suspension. I'm not, you know, super mechanical, so I don't know what all these components are as far as naming each of them and telling you all about them, but there they are. There are some options to add as far as you can add other skid plates and that sort of thing. I was thinking about adding some mud flaps on the back here. I was trying to figure out what the advantage to that would be, but there is a spot to add mud flaps on the back. It did come with mud flaps on the front of the rear tires, and one of the viewers suggested to me that I cut those up a little bit because you can get them caught and have them damage or remove a fender. So that's good information to have, and I'm probably going to do that. My last video, I think you saw, I did make a bed liner, put that in. I've hauled some wood in it. I think that was on the video, so you saw that, and that has worked really well. I also hauled a canoe down to the pond the other day with this. It's a 14-foot canoe, and I just threw those hose insulation pieces on the top of the bed rails and just threw the canoe on and drove it down there. So currently on my model, it just has the, I guess you'd call it shock assist dump. You push this lever back. I've already done that because I have my camera in the other hand. And then you lift. And like I said, it does have the shock assist or whatever you call it. But they apparently have come out with an electric hydraulic, which is supposed to be less expensive than a full-on hydraulic. So I might take a look at that. A bed load of cedars, no problem dump, and other lighter things, but when it comes to a full load of wood, it's not going to happen by hand, but I can always toss it out. It comes with a full-size, like vehicle-size battery. I'm going to be setting that up with a trickle charge so that it stays charged. So on the rear bed, I think they must take their measurements from the top of the rails because it shows smaller on the specs than I remember when I cut the bed liner, but I measured 59 width and 39 length top, this measurement this way. So I think it's a pretty good size bed. The other thing I really like about it is the latches. It's got a lock down here. You have to push in to push it back down. I mean, when you close it, it sounds like metal. It's like a regular truck bed tailgate. I don't know that I'd ride around on it, but it definitely sounds and feels sturdy. Under the hood has the two rubber hood latches, and then it lifts up. And basically you have access to your electronics, your radiators up front. It does have a little stand, hood stand. Let's see how that goes. So as I'm showing this to you, I just realized that it's got a windshield washer container up front there. And I think the windshield wiper switch is spring loaded, so I think it might spray. I just learned that just now by showing you on this video. So I'm going to take a look at that and we'll show it off. So from the front of the Mechron, you can check out the suspension. It's a little bit dirty. I ran up the hill yesterday in the kind of the mud and the rain, but it's got pretty good grille protection. And it's also removable if you want to add the front winch and the front hitch, which of course is an accessory. Everything's an accessory, right? It does have these marker lamps that now are coming standard. Alright, I just started the unit up. It's cold right now. And of course I don't have the seat cover on, so it's really loud. Sounds like when you first start it up. All right, so like I told you, I just realized that this thing probably has a sprayer on it. You can see this switch has got this position, and then it has a squirt position, which I didn't realize. So it does squirt when you hold on to it. It definitely squirts the window, so that's kind of cool. All right, so like I said before, getting in and out of the unit is just really comfortable. You can jump right in and just slide onto the seat. Inside, it's got quite a bit of room. I'm not super tall, but I mean, you are sitting upright. You're not, you know, it's not going to recline. The seat doesn't move. It does have a nice cage in it that looks like it's pretty strong. Obviously, it has seat belts. It has high beams and regular beams, has turn signals, brake lamps, a little compartment down here, and another drink holder here, and another compartment right down here. Not super huge. You can also add a couple more switches into this switch plate. The passenger side has the handle there on the upper pillar. And then it also has this seat guard, I guess you'd call it. Has 3 seat belts in the unit. And I have this one kind of tied up so it stays out of the way. There's a lighting configuration. I just went and put the hazards on so you can see all of them. It has halogen headlights. And like I said earlier, low beam and high beam. Okay, that's all I got for you today. Short little video on the specs on the Mechron 2200. If you have any questions, suggestions, if you've had one before or have another side-by-side and have advice, I'd love to hear it. And I appreciate you stopping by and watching the channel, and have a happy new year.